Hey everybody, it's your girl Bondy Blue, and I am back for another Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm gonna make sure that I try to put the some of the episodes from the first season up here so y'all can see those as well if y'all missed them. So let's just go ahead and get into the notes, because I did this video earlier back when I had on clothes, but I realized that my audio was tripping, so I had to redo it. And it's cool, but I'm not changing clothes for it. Okay, I'm warm now. So y'all, Letitia is working and being a mom now. Y'all know she works as a real estate, what she said, advisor, a real estate advisor. So I guess she's not exactly selling homes, but she's trying to transition into working full time. The problem with this is her husband, Marceau, who is for some reason, in the mind of a 1920s man, but was probably born in the early 80s, late 70s, if that. Okay, I'm not sure exactly how old he is, but I feel like he's younger than he looks. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on with him, but he does the absolute most. And she wants to bring in her mom to watch their kids and live with them and help them out. Now, I personally feel like she don't need to live with y'all. She just needs to live close, and she can help y'all. And y'all make sure y'all help her with her expenses and make sure she has a vehicle to get here and there. But I don't understand why she has to live in the house with y'all. I also feel like Letitia is working on my nerves with her lack of get up about making him do what he needs to do. Like, you know how it is. You gotta all of this fall down and be like, you ain't gonna do nothing about it. I ain't doing nothing about it. You're gonna have to start being as stubborn as he is. I'm sorry. But that's the only way you're gonna get this man to actually help you in any type of way. Because right now, it seems as if he almost does nothing for those children. Last season, y'all, he didn't even know what the children was allergic to. Like, you about to kill the children, you don't know them that much. Like, that's crazy. But either way, he comes up out of his mouth to tell her that she is outsourcing motherhood or something like that, or he might as well just go ahead and get another wife since she outsourcing her job. And it's like the fact that you continue to push forth this narrative that because she has ovaries, she has to be at home taking care of the children, and because you have testicles, somehow that means that you are incapable of taking care of a child. And we mean not financially, we mean emotionally and on an everyday basis. Can you feed your children and get them, to and from their appointments and where they gotta be without it, you acting like you can't do anything without your wife? Like, that is just, like, the fact that you're okay being like that is just pathetic and sad. Like, at the end of this, bro, don't call yourself no good father. Don't do that. Because to me, I feel like good fathers are the ones that are not just there providing and, standing idly by, not really engaging or helping with the raising of their children. That's not how any of this works. But there are a lot of y'all that like to do that. Y'all go to work and y'all feel like when y'all come home, y'all shouldn't have to do anything. And none of this works that way, especially when you have a wife that works and takes care of the kids. So it's like, I'm going to do both jobs and you can't even do a little bit of one. Like, that's exhausting and nobody wants to deal with that. So the fact that Letitia is still, doing this with this fool is just, first of all, making me think it might just be for TV. Because the way she bucked for him makes me feel like, y'all doing this for show, for this TV show. So y'all can have people all upset and caring about what y'all talking about. I see you, Carlos. This can't be real. Like, he can't still be like this, can he? Letitia is at the point where she feel like, look, I may not want you to have another woman, but if she gonna help with some of the stuff around his house, then bring her on in then. Okay, look. She think he joking, but the look on his face tells me he's not joking and that he would love to pull a Martell on you. Okay? Kimmy and Maurice are in the woods. All right, they don't know what's going on with the comeback group. And so Kimmy decides she's going to ask Mel about it at Mel's empowerment event, where she talks to women who have been cheated on. And I feel like, I respect your hustle, but how you turn something you ain't got through yet into a money thing? Like, you haven't even, I mean, I don't know if anybody is paying for that, but I'm just saying, you haven't gotten through it yet for you then to get up here and try to administer to other people. When you still in the relationship with the man that dogged you out, what are you telling these other women? It'll be all right, girl. Just stay. Like, what are you saying, Willie Gilbert? Because that's what she reminds me of. Something tells me that she might not have been the most liked in school because she gives off the Whitley Gilbert vibe. After Martell had surgery, y'all, last season, Martell hurt his leg and had to have surgery. He was playing baseball or something. And she put her feelings aside and took care of this man and decided she was going to give it another chance. Okay, that's not a song. I just felt like that. Yes, it is. Biggie, give me one more chance. Junior Mafia remix. First things first. I pop a freaks all the honeys. I'm sorry, y'all. That's my favorite. That's my favorite songs in the whole wide world. Okay. But anyway, she gonna give him one more chance, right? So I guess they were going on a trip and it was in a car. And I'm not sure like who answered the phone, because Mel said that she answered the phone, but then Martell said that he answered the phone. But either way, a block number called and it was that girl, that woman that he been cheating with, with the whole time. The 3 years, the thrice of them, okay? All 3 of y'all. All right, all 3 of them years he been messing with this girl, and now he got a number blocked, but she calling. And Mel and her obviously had some words. They've had words before. She's confronted and had conversations with this woman over and over again. Last season, this woman apparently told Mel, please do something with your man so he can stop calling me. Mel it has much better self-control. It would have been hard for me not to get arrested over some words like that. You know what I'm saying? But then you got to remember, when you're the wife, you really hold all the cards, especially in a state that has community property. You have all the cards. Okay, this can definitely be a Wendy Williams situation. That bitch can have you, but y'all can't have my money. Okay, or our money, in their case. So now Mel is pissed and she feels as if now that this girl is still calling, you have to still be talking to her. She's not saying that, but that's obviously how she feels. So she goes to a lawyer so that she can get some information on a divorce. My divorce. And what she finds out is that in Alabama, she can file a at-fault divorce, which means it'll probably be easier to, take him for all these work, so to speak. And because she is in on the business, I mean, she was shooting in the gym with you, literally. So the business and all of their own home assets, those things will have to be divided. And something tells me that Martell does not want to divide anything. And in his mind, it's cheaper to keep her, okay? But if he keep messing around, keeping her in this situation, he gonna be singing, "Who's making love with your old lady while you was out making love?" Y'all see how the Johnny Taylor songs from the infomercial just fit right in with Love and Marriage Huntsville? Okay. Martell goes to counseling. And y'all, this was one of the best counselors I've ever seen on these shows. Because some of these counselors, you'd be like, where did you get these from? But this one right here, he was on it. Okay? So Martell says, first he says that he hung with people who cheated, so he cheated. So that's his first explanation for why he stepped out on Mel. Now, let's fast forward to when Letitia and Kimmy talk later in the episode. And Letitia tells Kimmy that they started hanging with Mel and Martell around 4 years ago. And that's when the cheatation started to happen. So the question then is asked, I see you producers, is asked, are Maurice and Marceau the two people that he started hanging around with who was cheating therefore influence him to cheat. Now, in all reality, if you don't have friends that check you when you being flawed, men are like that. They are weak-minded enough to be around their friends, see their friends doing something, even as grown men with kids and stuff like that, and then adopt that behavior because they're being told that it's okay by the people who they kick it with. But at base level, you got to already be looking for a reason. You got to already be looking for some validation to do dirt in order to even get in that mindset. So don't try to blame anybody else. But peep how he threw that on. I really think he was throwing it on them. And when you think about the previews we've seen when he accuses Marceau of cheating with 20 different women, probably an exaggeration, but still saying that there was some obvious cheatation. And then I take it back to when I used to feel like the reason why he was trying to keep Letitia in the house is because he didn't want her out in the world finding out what he was doing while she was at home taking care of his kids and making sure he had dinner by 6 p.m. every day. Okay? But back to Martell, okay? After he finished blaming the friends he hung with, then he says that he wanted more than Mel was giving. So now we blaming Mel. Mel wasn't giving you enough. He says the other woman is a low-class peasant. First he said peasant because the therapist was like, so how did you see the other woman? And he was like, she was a peasant. And y'all, he had this smile on his face, this little stupid smile on his face, like he had said something smart. And I can't stand when men do this. This is like the epitome of misogyny and just y'all being total and complete assholes as men, because this is what y'all do. Y'all dirty women up and then have the audacity to look down on them as if you haven't been the administrator of said dirt. Okay? Like, I don't understand it. He called this lady who he been sleeping with, making feel like she's more important than his wife. Because please believe, she would never have stepped to Mel as many times as she has, as disrespectfully as she has, if he had not made her feel like she was that important. So you've made a peasant, as you say, feel important. And you've gone to her to get what you say your wife, who is better than her, could not give you because she didn't have enough of it to give. You don't know what the hell you talking about, do you? You just trying to find a reason to blame somebody else for the fact that you're a narcissist that wanted to have sex with that woman, who wanted to have a relationship with that woman because you could. It must be cool to have a woman on the side and have your wife who has your kids and does the work in your business and, you know, try to do everything. She can never do anything wrong because then that gives you license to cheat on her. Like there's no safe place in that marriage, especially because he is not sorry. I don't care what he says or how he tries to apologize to her. He always comes back and proves that he is not really sorry for what he has done. That therapist was like, oh, wow, you really said that. I said, yes, he really called this lady a peasant. He had to ask him what his definition of peasantry was in order for us to really understand that he knew what he was saying and he was proud about it. That's a trash ass man for you. And here's the thing, because they always want to say you a bad husband, but you a good father. But I like for y'all to know that some of y'all bad husbandness bleeds into your fatherhood. And you can wait until your kids get older to figure it out. But something tells me that either in your son or your daughter, you being a philandering fuckboy of a husband is eventually going to show through in the people that they choose and the way they go about their relationships. So get ready. Just letting you know, that's what they say. It's a pathology. Okay, that's what Iyanla and all the psychiatrists and psychologists tell us. All right. So Mel has her event. And Kimmy is there, and she's going through this, dramatic speech about everything she was, being for him. Okay, she was his lover and his secretary, working every day of the week. Was that the time when no one else was there, helping you get on your feet? 11 years I sacrificed. And you could leave me at the drop of a dime. Swallow my fears, stood by your side. fine. So after she finished giving this speech and talking to some of the women in the crowd, and still I asked the question, how are you going to help me when you ain't figured out your own situation? But okay, girl. That's why Kimmy was in the back like, like she didn't make all those faces, but she was definitely not engaged, okay? Definitely not engaged in whatever was taking place on that podium, on that stage right then. But Mel sees her after she's done and takes her to the side. And she, I didn't see you at the first one. And it's like, girl, you didn't invite me to the first one. Like, go on with that. Go on with that. I can't stand when people do that. Don't give me grief about not coming to your damn events, especially when you don't really support or come to mine like that, girl. Go to bed with all of that. Then Mel makes a comment about how this beautiful venue might be where she gets married for the second time. And Kimmy is just like, okay, so I guess trouble in hell. It ain't been paradise in a minute. Okay. So, she just kind of lets that roll off her back, and then she brings up the comeback group. And Mel is like, no, anything that had to do with the comeback group, I was not going to answer that. I was not going to engage. No, because that's over for me. Okay? Like, she's just not with the comeback group. And I don't know why Kimmy and Maurice won't let it go. But I digress. Those homes that they were supposed to initially build together, the Holtz have been building those houses together. Okay? So those houses are getting built, but just not in the comeback group. Okay, so Kimmy talks to Letitia, and they discuss that Mel gave her grief about not being at the event, and then of course they have to talk about she's not supportive when they're having their own things going on. Like Letitia's aunt just passed away, she didn't reach out to her for that. And then she mentions how Mel made a comment online saying she knew why Marceau wasn't wearing his ring last year at Maurice and Kimmy's engagement dinner. I think that's when he wasn't wearing it. I'm not sure, but I know he wasn't wearing it like in those episodes. Either way, she insinuated that she knew something. So she on the phone calling like, so what, what it is. And she didn't really clarify if anything was said. But it is being insinuated throughout this entire episode that Marceau has been cheating himself, and that is about to be revealed. Like, that's what it's giving. Who knows if that's really what it's going to be, because people love to hype up through the trailers, and then when the shit come out, it ain't what you thought at all, okay? But I would like to say that I feel like Letitia works on my nerves because she's such a hypocrite. You judged, almost swam in what was going on with Martell and Mel. Y'all asked way too many questions in a way that didn't seem supportive. Y'all seemed kind of judgy about it. And I have seen the scenes from when Mel and Letitia would talk and Mel would give her advice and be having a genuine moment with her, whether she was grandstanding or not. She was having a genuine moment with her. And then she would go back to Kimmy and run it like it was completely different. And then like take what she said and spin it a certain way. Like she just was being extra messy towards Mel last year. So if Mel don't want to mess with you, I'm not surprised at all about that. Like I'm just not. But if y'all not talking, how you think, how you know she know what's going on in your life like that? Because I feel like y'all don't know what she going through over there. Y'all don't know that she going through a lot. And I feel like when people be going through stuff like that, they don't really think about other people, and they can't really be good friends to other people sometimes because they can't see past what they going through. And I think that once Mel regains her self-esteem, because as much as she acts as if she still has it, your husband talking to you like that and making you feel like that has to knock you down a little bit. And I'm just saying, from knowing about loving somebody and the way he talks to her and treats her, I would feel like shit after that. So I feel like she's not a whole person right now. And I don't know if she will ever be a whole person in a relationship with him. I feel like Mel needs to go be single. Mel went straight from college to being Martell's wife, business partner, mother of his children. And I think she's been able to amass a great deal for herself and her family. But she needs to move on and go be by herself. Figure out who Melody is without being, Martell's wife. Go figure out who you are. You know what I'm saying? Find yourself. Find what you like, child. Okay? Because I feel like you don't really know. You need some time to go be just a woman. and not somebody's wife. Okay, and without him being around distracting you, coming up with new ways to make you feel like shit. So Marceau complains to Maurice about Letitia wanting to bring her mother into their home to help take care of their kids. And Maurice is like, well, I mean, that is very old school. You would think you would like that. Ain't you, old school like you're supposed to be and all of this? Like, you would think you would appreciate that. But see, I think Marceau really don't want his mother-in-law in the house because she gonna be watching his ass. And he wants to be able to get away with as much as possible. And he knows that if that mama living in the house, you ain't getting away with nothing. And she influences Letitia. Letitia normally will sit there and ignore something and not say nothing, but let her mama scream it out loud a few times. She gonna then be asking that question herself. And I think that's exactly how things might play out. Because we see her in the confessionals, in the trailers for the preview for the rest of the season, asking him if he's cheated and him not really wanting to answer the question. And then she crying and all of this. Marceau tells Maurice that Letitia is outsourcing motherhood. And Maurice tries to convince him to stop being a jackass, but to no avail. And then speaking of jackasses, Martell comes home and Mel is folding clothes and she's like, I'm not folding your clothes, Martell. And she throws him his clothes or whatever. And she was like, I thought I said I wanted you gone tonight, And he's like, I'll be gone later on tonight. I've been busy and all of this and that. She was like, okay, well, as long as you're out, okay? And he said, so you want me out 100%? She was like, 100%, 110%, if that's doable, okay? Like, I want you out, all right? And he like, why you doing this? And she like, see, that's what I'm talking. Why are you blaming me? You did this. And he was like, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. She was like, really? Well, what would you say? Like, are you serious right now, y'all? He kills me, okay? He kills me. And then she says, whatever you feel, like, I'm not about to do this with you, you need to go. And then he says, why don't you go? She says, because I'm not the one that messed up this marriage. Leave me and my children in this house, be a man, and go get your own place somewhere and leave us alone, okay? Because he wants to go stay in the other side of the house. And she was like, no. He was like, well, I was just thinking that would be best. She was like, yes, best for you, Martell, not best for me. See, that's the problem. And that is the problem. It's all about him. It's all about his ego. It's all about what it looks like from the outside looking in. So Martell could look like a man and a good father. Like he was sitting up there talking about you acting like I haven't been a good husband and a good father. She said, you've been a good father, but you're a trash ass husband. Then he says, you the one that told me to go and get a girlfriend. And she was like, and you have told me to go and get a boyfriend. That doesn't mean that you do it. Okay, and I just kind of feel like that doesn't mean that you do it. That's a dumbass excuse. How many excuses you gonna make? You got more excuses than a nigga going to jail, Martell. And I don't know why she didn't stay this long. But Mel said, you gotta go, you gotta leave. We can't be together no more. I am done. I am tired. I don't want you no more. Okay? Like, I don't want you no more. And I hope she meant it more than Katherine Jackson meant it when she said it. Because she didn't mean it that much. They got back together. Okay? And something tells me that Mel and Martell are still together. But I don't think he will ever get his life. Because he is a narcissist. But she says you just make sure you get your stuff out tonight. Okay? Like, that's it. That's all. But yeah, y'all, that's Love and Marriage Huntsville. I hope y'all enjoyed the review. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one.